and we are back for another one. Now today I'm going to share with you my review of the QNAP TAS-268, which is a network attached storage with an interesting feature, which is dual operating system. So it has the QTS 4.2 at this moment of the recording, of course, and also Android Kitkat. Now the way that I see it, and this can be the spoiler alert, is that I see it as primarily a network attached storage and the Android side as a bonus and not so much as a core feature. But that's my opinion. You guys let me know down below in the video comments, on the comment section of the video, how do you feel about this machine. And that being said, let's go straight for the video. Hope that you enjoy it, and I'll see you in a few seconds. And here we are with the QNAP TAS-268 NAS unit with 2 hard drive bays and powered by a dual-core ARM Cortex CPU and 2 GB of DDR3 RAM with a dual operating system QTS 4.2 and Android Kitkat 4.4.4. And regarding our usual and quick unboxing experience, once we open the package, we will find the QNAP 268 on the top, 1 power cable and a power adapter, 1 Ethernet cable, 4 plastic brackets to hold down the drives, and 1 infrared remote control. And taking a closer look at the front, it has the network and hard drive activity LEDs along with a power button, SD card slot, the red copy button, and a USB 3.0 port. At the back, 1 power input jack, Gigabit Ethernet connection, HDMI, 4 USB 2.0 ports, and a reset switch. On the bottom, 4 rubber feet, a thumb screw, and the air vents on both sides. And that's about it. Now regarding the build quality, it's made of a nice and glossy white plastic, which is nothing spectacular but looks nice. And to set it up was really easy. All I had to do was to remove the thumb screw, then remove the plastic cover that exposes the hard drive base. Next, just insert the hard drives, which in this particular case I'm using 2 WD Reds, actually, as we can see on screen, and then use the plastic brackets to secure the drives in place. And that is it. We can close the unit and press the power button to start using it. And regarding the dashboard setup, it's pretty straightforward, as we have seen on the past on other QNAP units, and all we need to do is to follow the steps on the wizard, and there we go. Now the dashboard itself has a lot of options, and I just published an in-depth overview, so I will leave a link right over here just in case you guys want to check all the advanced features. But still, on this chapter I would like to refer that once again QNAP keeps delivering constant updates, and that is great to see. Now regarding speed test, I was able to get across all RAID configurations a maximum of 40 megabytes on writes and 98 megabytes on reads. And regarding the direct copy function and also the USB backup, I have approached these features extensively on the dashboard video, so I also leave a link right over here. And the same has happened with the mobile apps, which have covered the great functionalities, and once again I will leave a link right over here just in case you want to check more about that. Now moving to Android, which is something new on these units, and before we begin I must say that in terms of Android, this is a simple machine with a dual core CPU, so the way that I see it, it's as a really nice NAS with a bonus, which is Android. So in terms of launcher, this is the default launcher, which is simple and easy to use, and although we can install others, in this particular case I would not. And regarding the storage, it will use the storage available on the NAS, which at the moment was configured in single disk, and so I had 898 gigabytes of available storage for apps or anything else that I wanted to keep. And moving to our usual benchmarks on disk speed test, we got 99 megabytes on reads and 79 megabytes on writes. On the network speed test, we got 100 megabits on download and 20 megabits per second on upload. Geekbench 3 with 298 on both single and multi-core scores. Anton 2 and Epic Citadel were not able to run. And finally, 3D Mark score Ice Storm Extreme with 1423. So by these results, we can see that this is a machine good for low demanding apps on the Android side. And so regarding video playback, using the latest version of Kodi, which at this moment is 16.1. I was able to play files up to 1080, and that is it. 4K simply takes Kodi down, but this can be fixed on the firmware. Now, I also tested with the default player and I could play 4K files, so for anyone that is going to use the device to stream 4K, my suggestion at this moment is to use the default player instead of Kodi. And in terms of gaming, we will be able to play simple games such as Despicable Me, and I also tested respawnables which the machine could handle, but it did not recognize any of my gamepads. So this type of game, it's out of the question right now. And finally, using my favorite app, which is Airpin Pro, I could mirror and stream from the iPhone SE without any issues at all. But regarding the mirroring and streaming high bitrate files from the Mac, there was a lot of frame dropping as expected for this CPU. So in conclusion, guys, things that I did like the most on the QNAP TAS-268 were the amount of apps that can be installed, easy to use but with a lot of advanced options, and finally it can be used as a media player on Android. On the other hand, things that I did like the least, there were none, but I would also like to mention that I don't see the Android side replacing a proper Android TV box that delivers a lot more power in terms of Android apps and multimedia consumption. And that is it, we have reached the end of another review, this time the QNAP TAS-268. Hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did so, don't forget that usual thumbs up. My name is Roberto George, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.